Welcome back to the channel. In case you are looking to get your CV axle replaced on a 2020 Corolla or that body style, then let me walk you through the process. Lift up the car, support it with jack stand, take the wheel off, 21mm nuts holding the wheel on it. Here's the CV axle nut. You would have to remove that CV axle nut. I will leave the size of it in description. For some reason mine didn't want to come off at all and messed up the threads on the nut and on the CV axle itself. When you are undoing the CV axle nut, you can use a screwdriver here just to lock the wheel in place so it doesn't put stress on the transmission or try to move forward. So next thing up, we're gonna go ahead and remove some of this wiring here, pop it off. Now there's a 40mm bolt that holds the brake hose and ABS wheel speed sensor at its place. Undo that bolt. Got more slack when you need to pull the spindle back. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove that sway bar link nut, because if you don't, then we have that strut moving left and right too much. And just to make my life easier, I'll go ahead and pop that off. Sway bar link nut is removed. Grab a bar some kind, pull the sway bar down. Let's push it down and move it. Here we go. Next we can go ahead and undo these two bolt and nut here. Those strut to spindle bolts are held by 22mm. Now let's tap them out. Now that these bolts are out, you can simply go ahead, pry that spindle down, push that CV axle in so it's coming out. There you go. No stress on the line here. You can go ahead and move the brake line. Actually, there is plenty of slack, no need to worry about any of that. So CV axle will be popping out. You can use a tool like a flat screwdriver, or if you have something bigger like this to pry behind it. Next thing I'm gonna do is lift the car up as high as possible. I'm also gonna get a tray if there is any transmission fluid coming out while I'm pulling it out and putting new one in, then at least I collect it. Always compare them side by side, make sure they are same length. If they are same length, go ahead and slide new one in. Make sure the splines at the end line up and then give it a tap, push it in. The way I got mine out, there is a little opening here that allowed my big flathead get behind it, and then I was able to pop it out. Let's go ahead and slide the new CV axle in. Now take your CV axle, align the splines with the hub. There we go. Next thing, we're gonna properly align it with two hands. Once that is in, put your CV axle nut on. CV axle nut is bottomed out by hand for now. Slide it into the strut. In case you would not take this one off, it will put tension, and this whole spring strut assembly is moving sideways, so it makes it more difficult to slide the spindle back in. So that's why we did it. Align the holes. Now we can go ahead and take our bolts. You're gonna use two hands to align them. Bolt and nut installed, ready to tighten them down. 22mm on both sides. Now that's done, we can go ahead and take our rotor, install our rotor just like this. Next thing up, we're ready to go ahead and put our brake caliper back. To make the brake caliper install easier, we're gonna go ahead and turn the wheels all the way to the left to expose the back of the caliper to install the bolts. Turn to the left to give more room on the back side here. The caliper is on. 70mm brake caliper bolts are hand threaded. Now it's time to tighten it down. hold the brake rotor all the way back and tighten down the brake caliper bolts. Caliper is tightened down. Let's go ahead and turn our wheel back straight. Wheel is straight. Nice time to take this thing here. Pull our sway bar down. Reconnect our sway bar link. Sway bar link back on the strut. Assembly. Go ahead and tighten that down. Let's take a longer 18. That's on my case. This sway bar link is aftermarket, so if you have original Toyota one, yours gonna be probably different size nut. Done with this. Now it's time to reconnect our brake line and ABS wheel spencer bracket. 40mm bolt goes through both of them. Go ahead and start threading it in by hand, and that's good. Reconnect this connector here. There we go. Okay, that side is all good. Now we can go ahead and use our flat screwdriver, lock that brake caliper in, and torque down our CV axle nut. That nut is torqued down. I can remove my caliper holding tool that is a little bent now, but that's okay. Alrighty, we're done with that. Next thing, we're gonna put the wheel back on. Wheel is back and the car is ready for the road. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment for more content like this. Thank you.